Hello children, how are you doing? Do you remember where did we stop? So we met our little musician. Now all of you know who is our little musician. He wants to say some more things to us. Before that, you will be having a second homework. At the end of the video, I will be explaining what is that. Now let's see what our little musician wants to share with us.
New words and meanings. Chirp, a sharp sound made by small birds or insects. Echoes, the repetition of sound. Midst, in the middle of. Stroke, touch gently. Look out, the act of looking out. String, a light-weighted twisted thread. Bow, long stick used to play the violin.
Now I am going to read the second part of the lesson. Listen carefully. The other day I came out of my home and found that the sun was shining and the day was nice and warm. I looked around to see if all was safe and then I stepped out. I began to chirp and sing because I was feeling very happy. I know I can sing quite loudly and my song echoes across the fields. Who do you think heard my song? Some children heard it. They had come out to pick flowers. When they heard me, they stopped, wondering where the music came from. But they could not see me as I was hiding in the midst of the tall grass, which was also green. I stopped singing. I was afraid of them. I quietly slipped back into my little hole until I thought it was safe for me to come out again. I sometimes feel sad to think that we grasshoppers are so small and we always have to be on the lookout for birds or small animals. They are a danger to us. You may have heard the song of a grasshopper. Do you know how grasshoppers sing? We do not sing with our throats as singing birds do. We use our wings to stroke the edges of our legs, just as a musician plays on the strings of his musical instrument with his bow. So we are, in our own way, little musicians. Now I am going to explain the lesson. The other day I came out of my home and found that the sun was shining and the day was nice and warm. So when our grasshopper, the little musician, came out, he found the sun was shining. So the day was nice and warm. So they don't like cold days, right? So they like the warm atmosphere. So he came out. I looked around before coming out. What he did, I looked around to see if all was safe. And then I stepped out. I began to chirp and sing because I was feeling very happy. Even we sing, when we are happy, even we sing, right? So what is the meaning of the word chirp? A sharp sound made by small birds or insects. So especially in the night time, during night, you can listen that voice. If you are staying near the fields, especially, you can hear that chirping sound. I know I can sing quite loudly and my sound echoes across the fields. What is the meaning of echo? Repetition of the sound. Field means paddy fields or grass fields or whatever. Who do you think heard my song? So he is singing. Okay, so somebody should hear that song. Here, who heard his song? Heard, H-E-A-R-D. Heard is the past tense of hear, right? Some children heard it. How? They had come out to pick flowers. So they came to the garden to pick the flowers. When they heard me, they stopped, wondering where the music came from. But they could not see me as I was hiding in the midst of the tall grass. What is the meaning of midst? Midst means in the middle of. So the grass was also green and the children was not able to see our little musician. I stopped the singing. Anyway, our little musician just stopped his song. I was afraid of them. Afraid means scared. Okay, feared. I quietly slipped back into my little hole until I thought it was safe for me to come out again. So he just went back to his hole. That hole is his home, right? I sometimes feel sad to think that we grasshoppers are so small and we always have to be on the lookout for birds or small animals. What is the meaning of lookout? Means looking out. So they are always have to looking out to find what are the other animals that they are danger to us. They may eat us, they may kill us. So they have to look out always. You may have heard the song of a grasshopper. Do you know how grasshoppers sing? So it's not with the mouth, right? Or with the beak. We do not sing with our throats. So here, see here, our grasshopper told that they are not using their throat to sing. How the birds singing? In that way, they are not singing. Then how they are singing? We use our wings to stroke the edges of our legs. Stroke means touching gently. So they are just touching, they slowly, gently, they are just touching the edges of, edge means the border of their legs and making the sound. Just as a musician plays on the strings, string means a narrow twisted thread. We can say narrow or twisted thread of his musical instrument, especially in a violin, okay, with his bow. You might have seen how the musicians are playing the violin. That stick is called bow. So we are in our own way little musicians. So how the musicians are playing the violin with a bow, in the same way we sing with the wings just touching the edges of our legs, like that we are singing. So in our own way, it is only our own method. We are only doing this kind of singing. That is what the grasshopper told. So we have completed the lesson. If you have any doubts, just note it down. When we are meeting in the classroom, we can clarify the doubts.
So we have completed our third lesson, The Little Musician. You all met our little musician, right? You got to know everything about our little musician. Now I'll tell you the second homework. Listen carefully. Why is the grasshopper called a little musician? I repeat, why is the grasshopper called a little musician? Write your answers and post in the Google Classroom. Okay? Clear? Bye children. Have a nice day.